Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, we have been complaining here in Kenya about the kind of policies Ruto has put in measure to govern this country, especially when Ruto threatened members of parliament to sign on Finance Bill 2023, which was so scandalous, and that bill was poison to our economy. The warning was clear, but did not listen. So it reached a level when Kenyans referred to William Ruto as Zaka. And Raila called him so. You know what Ruto did? Instead, he honored the name. He accepted to be called Zaka. So we have been telling Zaka to climb down the tree to see Jesus. Zaka has refused to climb down. We are in that state. Now it's no longer a Kenyan affair. It has become the world affair. Because now the international media houses are picking up this story and they are sharing the story to the world. It's no longer a Kenyan story when you see national media like BBC News picking up this story with the headline, William Ruto, tax collector. President spark Kenyans' anger. That is BBC News. So they are sharing Kenyan story to the world. That Kenyans are not happy with William Ruto. They are so much angry with him. And this man has been mocked in reference to him as Zaka. There is mockingly reference to William Ruto as Zaka. BBC News is sharing this story to the world. The world will be aware that we have a tax collector in Kenya. But in as much Ruto is owning that name, he should know that in the Bible context of Zaka, is referred to as a greedy tax collector. Greedy tax collector. That is how the Christianity Holy Book is portraying that picture of Zaka in that context. Greedy tax collector. In as much as owning the name Zaka, he must know Zaka was associated with greediness. Akiambiwa take 10%, Zaka anachukua 100%. Huyu Ruto sasa hata is beyond the biblical Zaka because he's taking 1,000%. So he's owning it. And when he's owning this, we have to ask him a question. Is he accepting that he is a greedy tax collector? We have to question this now. Now he's owning the name Zaka. We must ask him, are you accepting that you are a greedy man? Are you a greedy tax collector? But indeed he cannot answer, though we know very well, he has demonstrated this to be a greedy tax collector. It is evidently clear. You can see. You have felt it. We have a greedy man in State House giving order, threats to anyone who is stopping his plan to overtax Kenyans. Here, William Ruto is more than King Rehoboam. Yake imeshinda. But then, if you read the story in the BBC story that they have shared, you will see they are trying to explain there indeed, step by step, on what Kenyans have gone through in the hands of William Ruto as the president, now the tax collector. 70,000 private sector jobs have been lost, and people are sitting the operation cost. Imagine you come to power with your policies, then what happened is loss of job. 70,000 private sector jobs zimeenda. Wakenya wangapi wamekosa kazi? He came to destroy the foundation that was put there by Kenyatta 1. Moi built in that foundation. Kibaki came and continued. Uhuru Kenyatta was continuing. Now he's destroying the entire foundation. We will be in a mess. We're in a problem. So it has reached a level where the national media is telling our story to the world of having a president who has put more burden on his own citizens, how they are suffering and how they are losing jobs. Tell me now the impact of this. And before we go deep into that, just a quick request. For those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, on the surface of it, you will see a joke. But when you read the story, you understand the context. This story shared by BBC is not meant to market William Ruto to the world or locally. It is meant to expose a greedy president to the world and show the world how Kenyans have been oppressed under his leadership with his poisonous, dangerous policies. If there was any investor with an interest of putting their resources here in Kenya to invest in manufacturing, processing, factories, whichever, will they go on with their plan? Someone from UK, someone from US, Canada, hata ikuwe Uganda hapa, ikuwe Tanzania, name them. Even Kenyans abroad who are reading this story, will they continue with their plan if they had interest to come and put their money here in Kenya when they see 70,000 private sector jobs being lost because people are citing the high cost of operation? Hawezi. It is not meant to build Ruto, but to expose him, and this means bad for Kenya. Imefika mahali, the international media cannot continue to stomach what is happening here in Kenya. Now they have to speak about it and tell the world our Kenyan story of suffering. So with this story alone, we have lost numerous investors. We have lost. With this story alone, even those who are investing here are going to give up because the story is not encouraging. It is exposing exactly what is happening. And the worst is that when they collect these taxes, it does not help the citizen. But because they are focusing on extravagance in expenditure, extravagance expenditure in government, we don't see the reflection of our money, value for our taxes, return for our taxes. We can't feel it, we can't see it, we can't associate ourselves with it. That's why Kenyans are more angry on Ruto, they are more mad on him. They have nothing, at least to feel that in as much we feel the pinch, we can see there is medicine in the hospital. In as much we suffer, we can see in our schools we don't pay money. In as much we have suffered, we can see the road passing here. Oh, shida tupu. No value for our tax. BBC ndio imesema hii maneno, si maneno yangu. And it is sharing the story to the world. So Kenyans are feeling betrayed. Remember the rallying call, the plea of William Ruto was to champion for the interest of those who are struggling financially. Hustlers. Champion for the interest of those who are financially struggling. These people are the one here in Kenya we call Mama Mboga. They're the ones we call boda riders. They're the ones we call taxi drivers. They're the ones we call saloonists. Watu wa kinyozi. Watu wa saloon. Hustler. Small, medium enterprise. Sasa hii Kenya iko na shida kubwa. So Ruto has been exposed in the international media. Wanaona mambo anafanya. Na wanaambia ulimwengu Kenya kunakaa hivi. Alikuwa anapiga campaign, lakini campaign yake he's no longer implementing what he said during campaign. Sio mimi nimesema haya maneno. I have read the story from the BBC News Africa. That Ruto, as the president, he has betrayed the people. So they have ended up mockingly referring to him as the Kayo. In the context of the Bible, a man who was overtaxing people, a greedy tax collector. So the world is aware that we have a man in Kenya in the name of a president who is a greedy tax collector. He is oppressing Kenyans with his taxes. His taxes are so much so punitive. Destruction. So wale wenye wanasupport William Ruto, you can see, na wale wanakaa karibu na Ruto wamfikishia habari ya kwamba ulimwengu imejua ameharibu biashara ya Wakenya. Ulimwengu imejua ya kwamba amerudisha Wakenya kwa umaskini. Ulimwengu imejua ya kwamba amefanya Wakenya wenye hawako wanalala njaa saizi wanalala njaa. Ulimwengu imejua ya kwamba amekuja na policies ambazo zimefanya Wakenya hata wale ambao walikuwa na kazi hawana kazi.